these, like, everything about it. This, like, I swear, I got some good chuckles today listening to chapters like 9 and 10 a few times to be like, our life is so much different now than it was. And I say it feels like you want to say 50 years ago, but it was actually like almost 70, which makes me feel like I'm getting old. But I love these are just such basic principles in everyday life. I love when chapter 9, think right towards people. And his ideas and his thoughts and his experience even with thinking right towards people. And if anyone has any comments, please jump out. Like, I want to hear from you and what you took away from this week, because I know for me, this gave me a lot of insight. And I love that he starts with, here's the basic rule for winning success. Let me see. Okay. The rule is success depends on the support of other people. And we are in the people business. We have to have people enroll. We have to have people share. We are in the business in the people business. You know, we cannot be successful without other people. It even, you know, we can't rank up without other people. There gets to a certain point, it doesn't matter how many people you enroll, you have to help other people share. So I love that as he goes through this, he just talks about how, you know, a lot of times they don't care. Like, someone can be most qualified on paper, but if people don't like them, you might not get hired. And I think that, I mean, I've had people, for me, I don't know if you've had this, where I think someone I was talking to, their sister does Plexus and they ended up signing up with a team member of mine. You know, it's because it's who you like, who you are drawn to. If you are someone who is a negative Nancy or struggles with connecting with people, or struggles with talking to people or making people feel good, or you know, people aren't going to connect with you. He gives like 8 or 10. That's my messenger. I keep hearing beeping, so I think people are in the chat. Anyways, squirrel. He gives us 10 different things. He talks about President Lyndon Johnson and how 10 things that he said he practices and does. Learn people's names. Be a comfortable person so there's no strain in being around you. I love that he says, be an old shoe kind of person. I don't know exactly what that means, if anyone wants to give insight, but I think your comfy shoes that you kind of always go to, you know, that, I mean, I wore some to Birkenstocks today that were my brother's that are so worn out, but I love to wear them. So be an old shoe kind of person. I love, that's where there's a lot of times I think I was laughing through this. Acquire the quality of relaxed, easygoing so that things don't ruffle you. You know, don't be ruffled easily. But because you know what, in this business, things are going to happen. People are going to quit. People are going to, I mean, things are going to happen that we have zero control over. And if we get our ruffled feathers every time, we're bringing in an energy that doesn't need, it just doesn't do any good. It doesn't serve us. Don't be egotistical and pretend that you have to know everything. You have to be the know-it-all. Cultivate the quality of being interesting so people will find something of value to you, which I, you know, try to.
Hey, Laura.
Yes, please.
Can I share a little tidbit?
Yes, please.
You were talking about being egotistical and that just kind of reminded me of something that happens a lot in this business, in that people think that they need to be an expert on everything to share Plexus, and that is so not the case. Actually, I think it turns people off when we start spouting off all this knowledge and we think we're awesome, and like, it's good to know things, but you don't have to be an expert. And actually, I think it's okay for us to not know every single detail. And I love the way that he explains it like that, like, don't have an ego. Because I knew before that, like, it's okay for me to not be an expert. And actually it's really kind of turns people off when I kind of act like I know everything. Like I know people don't love that. It's okay for us to kind of not have all the answers, and to say, you know what, it's okay. I'm gonna check that out and look it up for you, and I'll let you know the answer. But I think I love the way that he phrased that. I love the way he phrased that about not having an ego. I
No,
think he's, yeah.
no, sorry.
Sorry,
I
go
love
ahead.
it too, because I feel like it's also something that's not recreatable. Like if you feel like you know everything and you spout off everything you've ever known about Plexus, those people that you're training, they're like, I don't know all that stuff. I can't share because she just keeps spouting off all this knowledge. Do I think we need to continue to learn? Yes. Like I am reading an awesome book about gut health because I've never cared about the details, my personality. But as I've read about like how gut health works and how the body works, it's really interesting. And do I want to learn more? Yes. But do I need to, we don't need to be, I don't know.
Well, and I think too that when we're working with people and we're trying to help them understand more about Plexus, I feel like it's a lot more powerful when we keep our messages short and we keep our voice messages shorter and we don't just kind of bore them to death. I think if we just kind of keep it straight and to the point, they're going to listen better anyways. So I think getting that idea out of our heads that we have to be experts is really going to help your business a lot.
Well, and I think it's a humble thing to be like, you know what, I don't know, but I'll find out for you. I mean, it's just something that I think it's more, I would value that more of someone than to them to try to, I think it's less trying to convince people and everything else and creating relationships. Study to get the scratchy elements of your personality, even those which you may like are the scratchy elements. Can people expand on this and what they think it is? Study to get the scratchy elements out of your personality. So does anyone have any thoughts on that?
So Laura, I'll be honest, I did not listen to these chapters, but just listening to you ask that question, this is just the thought that came to my mind. So it may not even be what you're looking for.
I think it's awesome. Anything I'm looking for.
You're totally off the rocker, Chris. But I was reading something, and like when you said you were reading a book on gut health just so that you improve your knowledge, that doesn't mean you have to spew and act like you're a dictionary on someone. That just means like, so you asked that question and the thought came to mind of something that I was reading during last week. And it was actually a conference talk. And it was they were reminding us to ask what it is that we need to stop doing and what we need to work on. And so when you said that, that's what came to my mind. So I think it's good that we read and we educate ourselves, just so that when questions are asked or when people are just talking and saying, you can say, oh my gosh, I read this great book and do you know what, I learned this or whatever. But back to your question. So I think to get the scratchy things out of our personalities, I think we all have quirky things. And I think as we recognize those quirky things and then we ask for help in creating or calming them down or toning them up or whatever it is that we need to me, that's what comes to mind, is to just fine tune a little thing. It's not that people's way or their personalities are bad, but maybe they're just not super loving or whatever. And so people get the gist that they just don't like them or they don't care or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm, and so maybe totally. That's a scratchy thing. And so maybe you just have to pay a little attention to listening to people better or to taking your time to even ask a question about a person and act like you're interested or something like that. I don't know. That's just what came to my mind when you said that.
Yeah, I want to jump in too really quick and talk about listening. This was something that I was really bad at in the beginning. I just was so excited that I wanted to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And people are dying to tell their stories. They're dying for somebody to listen to them. As much as we want to talk, we have to learn to just be quiet and let people share with us, because that's where they begin to build trust, is when they can talk to you and you're somebody who actually gives a hoot about what they have to say. I think a lot of us have, I'm going to say the word ego again. I don't think it's an ego. I just think that all of us are anxious for our chance to talk. And I think that that is one thing that can make us different for other people, is that we listen instead of talking their ear off all the time.
I love that. And I think I love his next thing: sincerely attempt to heal on an honest basis every misunderstanding that you have had or now have. Drain off any grievances, you know? And I think, you know, asking for, I've had to do that recently with a few people, asking for forgiveness if you know what I mean? Like, I think being open to something that we might have done and not being a victim, you know, and choosing to step back with humility and, you know, ask for forgiveness. I'm going to quickly go through these because we'll never get through all of this, but practicing liking people until you genuinely do. Like, I think sometimes, you know, there's certain people that rub you the wrong way, but as long as, I mean, I've had that in my own neighborhood, but am I still kind? Am I still reaching out? I still smile. I still wave. I think constantly trying to practice the act of liking people. Because sometimes, I don't know, it's hard for me. I don't know about any of you. Maybe you all are perfect. You probably are. Never miss an opportunity to say a word of congratulations upon anyone's achievement or express sympathy in sorrow or disappointment. You know, I think our team is awesome at this. Like, I see when I congratulate something for someone and all the comments and the excitement around it, we're really good at this. But I think showing and encouraging, and an encouraging word goes a long, long way. Give spiritual strength to people, and they will give you genuine affection to you. I am going to hustle through this a little bit and kind of go to I think there's so many good things. Sorry, I don't know what that's doing. I mean, he has so many good ideas. I love that Christy said, I have had so much peace when I choose to focus on even just one thing I'm grateful for about them or like about them. And I love that. I know when I've had grievances or I'm struggling with certain people, maybe my children or anyone in your path, I start to think of things of gratitude. I start to pray for gratitude. And I actually ask God, because I'm someone who believes in God, for me to have the love that he has for them. And that has gone a really long way. Just, you know, giving me different perspective. Here are 6 ways to win friends. Yes.
Can I share something?
Totally, please
So,
do.
I served an LDS mission, and you're with people that you don't get to choose as mission companions. And a lot of the time, I had really great ones that I loved and we got along with and we had a mutual respect for. But my very last one was so hard. We saw each other the whole time, and we were so excited that one day we could possibly be together. And it ended up being like a total disaster. We didn't get along with each other. I don't know if it's because we were so similar, but it was really hard for us to be companions. And then one day it kind of clicked for me to just serve her, to do little things to serve her. So if it's leaving a little note on her bed saying, I'm grateful for whatever she does or whatever. And I think that we can do that in our just everyday life. You know, neighbors that maybe drive us bananas, we can give them banana bread and say, thanks for being my neighbor, you know, and just finding ways to serve so that we can grow into loving and being grateful for them.
I love that. And I think service goes a long, long way. I'm going to quickly go over 6. Let's see. I'm just going to give like the top: introduce yourselves to others whenever possible. This is something I struggle with, because honestly, sometimes I just don't want to talk to people. I'm kind of introvert extrovert, but when I'm done, I'm done. And I want to talk to you. I need to retreat and regroup, and then I can be me again. But going outside your way to talk to people. I mean, even me, I had a great conversation with a girl who does her own business at a copy place today when I was getting something printed, and she makes clocks with photos, and I was asking her information. You know, I think and she was excited to talk about her business and that what she does creatively on the side. And so I think, you know, going that little extra mile, I could have just grabbed my books and left, and just talking to people, introduce yourself, kind of get to know people and get outside yourself. Be sure the other person gets your name straight so they know who you are. Make sure they know your name. Be sure you can pronounce the other person's name so that, you know, like we all know Megan. It's not Megan, it's Megan, you know. Make sure you know those little details. Write down the other person's name. I think some of this, you know, even friending them on Facebook, or kind of goes further because this was a long time ago. Drop a personal note or make a phone call to help with your friendship. And say pleasant things to strangers. You know, there's so many times that I have felt so awkward, but I'll be in the McDonald's line and be like, you know what, you are so beautiful. To the person, I was like, I don't want to be weird, but you are beautiful. And they, you know, or just little things. I really love your shirt. Like, if you think it and it's kind, say it. Say it. Because you know you're going to make someone's day. I can tell you how many times people have said things like that to me, and it just gave me the lift I needed. So if it comes to your mind, it's a good thought, say it. It's hard. Like, I have actually at convention, like, stopped, turned around, and went back and said something that I felt about someone. And it was very uncomfortable. I was like, I don't want to be weird and stalkerish, but I just have to tell you this. So I think, you know, really say it. I'm going to go to the parts that I really highlighted. So just at the end of chapter 9, he talks about a quote from, let's see, Benjamin Fairless. And it says, it depends on how you look at things. I have never had a teacher I hated. Naturally, I was disciplined just like every other pupil, but I always figured it was my fault that I was disciplined when discipline was necessary. I have also liked every boss I've ever had. I've also tried to please him and do more than I was expected if I could possibly could, never less. I've had some disappointments, times where I greatly wanted a promotion and someone else got it, but I never figured that I was the victim of office policies or prejudice or bad judgment on the boss's part. Instead of sulking or quitting in a huff, I reasoned things out. Obviously, the other fellow deserved the promotion more than I did. What could I do to make myself deserving of the next opportunity? At the same time, I never got angry with myself for losing or never wasted any time berating myself. I mean, and how often I mean, it's the natural state, I feel like, to play the victim to how this person wronged me or how I did this. And instead, one thing that I really used is taking a step back and looking at it from the other person's point of view and choosing not to be the victim. I know we did a thing at the Senior Gold Retreat a few years ago that Preston had us do, where we told a victim story and we got people in it, and they were in and hook, line, and sinker, and they were mad about it, you know, and we told our victim story of what these people did to us. And then he's like, okay, I want you to step back and tell that story, not the victim. Tell this story as you're not the victim of what's happening. And as we start to look at the other person and maybe what they were feeling and what they were doing, and we weren't the victim, and you just told it without emotion, how that story changed, and how, you know, we have that choice. We can play the victim or we cannot. Okay, let me see. I love the next chapter because the whole first chapter is just be kind. Like, let's sum it up. Be kind. Go out of your way to be the better person. Reach out to people. If you have a kind thought, say it. Just, you know, be genuine in loving people. And I can tell you that over the last 2.5 years, this has really got me out of my comfort zone. This was not who I was 2.5 years ago. But it's me, you know, as I have grown into myself, I think Plexus has had a great role in my health and how I feel. So I'm able to look outside myself. But it wasn't always my nature. And I am so grateful for this opportunity to kind of, you know, refine myself, because that's what this is. Plexus is a tool to help us show up as our best selves, to refine us and make us better. Then the next is the action. This chapter really sinks in with me. Get in the action habit is chapter 10. He said there are many almost qualified people, but there is one success ingredient often missing. That is the ability to get things done, to get results. He talked about excellent ideas are not enough. Only fair ideas acted upon and developed is 100% better than a terrific idea that dies because it isn't ever followed up with. What is it? Imperfect action is kind of what Brooke was. I know that's kind of been the thing. Like any action is better than no action at all. And how often do we let it not being perfect in our minds and not, if it's not perfect, I'm a recovering perfectionist. I know there's many out there. Raise your hand. Come on. I know I'm not alone. Get them up, right? Like who has to have everything in line and be perfect or I can't show up. Like that is not what we're made to do. Imperfect action, show up, do the little things, get outside yourself. It's way better than no action at all. The success of the successful are active. We call them activinists. I'm not very activinists. I don't know, whatever. The average person, the mediocre, the unsuccessful are passive. We call them passivists. We're not going to go with my wording. Come on, I'm dyslexic. Give me a pass, right? I'm not a victim, but I can't say it. He talks about an action person versus a, passive person is going to do it, but it's like the action person does it. The Mr. Passive doesn't do it, doesn't ever show up. And can I just say, I laughed out loud at this story. The first story he shares of the guy who hasn't gotten married. Did anyone read this? Anyone else kind of like giggle a little bit to be like, oh, if he gave me that list, I'd kick him in the butt and head out the door too. He talked about his kid who lived in Chicago, was very successful, was in his 30s and never got married because it never lined up perfectly. So he had engagements that never fell through because he was overanalyzing the situation. And then he was engaged and they were going over it. And there was a few things that he was bothered by his new fiance. So he went and wrote a contract. And in this contract, he outlined, let's see, his ultimatum. Let's see. He told, how many children they were going to have, when they were going to have it, where they were going to live, what their, finances were going to be like, what she needed to stop doing in order to get married. Like he wrote up this whole contract and he thought this was going to go well. I don't know why I'm laughing. Like anyone else find this funny? Maybe it's just me. And then when he gave it to his bride, she reviewed the ultimatum and she did what you would expect. She sent it back with a note saying, the unusual marriage clause for better or worse is good enough for everyone else and it's good enough for me. This whole thing is off. But I think how many times and so he was just flabbergasted. I feel like this poor man needs a kick in the rear. And this was the 50s, so we're just going to throw that out there. But I couldn't stop laughing at this, to who would come up with this, but he was such a perfectionist that if it didn't meet every little requirement, he wasn't going to act. He wasn't going to take that leap of faith. He wasn't going to pursue getting married, even if he loved this person, because it didn't fit what he thought. And then I loved what he talked about this other guy who wanted a new home. And he was young, he was married, they had a young son, they were in their 20s, and they needed $1,200, which was a lot in the 50s, to put down on a new home. And he didn't want to wait. He's like, we're going to get a new home. And, within a month's time, he figured it out. He went to his boss and said, can I do extra jobs? I need an extra, first he figured out the 1,200, went to the builder and said, hey, I need extra $1,200. Can you finance me that so I can put it down on the home and I will pay you back with interest? And the builder wasn't super keen on the idea, but he was persistent and he finally said yes. He's like, okay, I need an extra $100 a month to pay the builder back. Well, you know, he went to his boss. What can I do more? Like, I'm not asking for a raise. I will ask for that when I deserve it. But are there things I can do on the weekends to earn that extra money? You know, and they cut back in their finances. And he created it. So within a couple months, they were living in their new house. You know, and how different a situation where we just look for solutions. I know Christy is amazing at teaching us this. It's like, find the solution. Turn over rocks. Turn over stones. Oh, this one didn't work. Let's find the next one. Like, you know, puzzle pieces, like she talks about. We all have these puzzle pieces, and we can get discouraged if these two pieces don't fit together, or we can try to find the piece that fits and keep turning over puzzle pieces until we make this magnificent puzzle. And I feel like that's kind of what he's saying. You know, we can choose to act, or we can choose to be like, oh, it seems too hard. I'm not going to. This is too much. Get overwhelmed. Overwhelm's a choice. I feel it a lot myself, being a mom of a lot of kids, trying to run a business, trying to be wife, trying to keep the house up. Like, it's a real thing. We can feel overwhelmed. But a lot of those times we need to step back. We need to take a breath and figure out solutions instead of just letting the overwhelm cripple us. Ideals in themselves are not enough. I loved that, you know, the idea of getting more business or simplifying work procedures is a value, but it isn't, you know, nothing is worth it if you don't act. Got a good idea, then do something about it. And this is something that I have used for 2 years, that I have said, what? With a baby throw up on you. I know. Seriously, I was catching at my hand during her like call. It was so gross. Thanks, Nancy. It was so gross. Throw up. I got thrown up on like right before this call. It was awesome. But, you know, use action to cure fear and gain confidence. And I have had it up in my room. I've had it everywhere I can see it. I've had it on my phone. Anywhere that I can see it, action conquers fear every single time. How many times do you look at your finances or something and be like, I don't want to open the account. I don't want to figure out my bills. I don't want to pay them. I don't know. This is just me sometimes. Because it's just the unknown. And then when you sit down and do it all, it doesn't look as bad. Like, action conquers fear. You don't want to send that message to that person. I sent a message yesterday to one of my chicken lists, and it terrified me. And she said no for right now, but I did it. I sent it. I had the sweat tacos. I sent a message to someone to join the Spanish speaking Sip and See that's on Facebook. So I sent a few messages to my friends there that speak Spanish. There's a language barrier. Was it scary? I have sweat tacos. Yes. But guess what? I've got some people in there. So I action cures fear every single time. You know, 3 messages on perfect and not in the perfect wording is better than no messages sent. You know, if you can never, ever, ever, and we say this all the time, say the wrong thing to the right person. And you know how many times I botched it? You know how many times I screwed up? Do you know how many times I've sounded like an idiot or had a kid screaming in the background? Like, it can happen. But action conquers fear. Act. Here's something to remember. Action feeds and strengthens confidence. Inaction in all forms feeds fear. The fear to act. To increase fear, wait, put off, or postpone. Like, every time we wait, we postpone, we don't put it off. How many times have you sent a message and then they replied and you don't want to open it? I don't want to open that. That's scary. What if they said no? What if they said, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I could be alone in this, but how many times have you not opened that message for a few days because you don't want to know what they said? Just open it. What's the worst they could say? Chrissy's like, I know you get me, girl. How many times you're like, I can't do this. What did I sign up for? And throw the phone across the room. Maybe just me. I don't know. But, action, act, do something about it. It will build your confidence. The pucker is real. I love that, Katie. It's if you act and just, imperfect, and you'll have people this week, I just found my dough came up. So I went to search a person and they have blocked me and, unfriended and blocked me on both Facebook and Instagram. So there is no sending a message or commenting on their posts. Does it kind of get you what well, okay, what did I do wrong? I'm not going to show up anymore because they've done this. Do I have any control over her? No. Does she matter? If she knew my heart and knew me, would she care? No. So you can't control what people do. You can't control, we can control how we show up, because there are people praying for these products in this business. There are people going to bed tonight that do not want to wake up in the morning because they're so stressed about finances or about their health. What are the two things most people stress about? Finances, health. What do we have solutions for? Finances and health. We have an opportunity here. And he does say that action cures fear. That is my motto. That is something that I'm going to take into 2020 as like on my forehead and be living every single day. Could I have been passed on the buck? I'm going to have to hold her. Oh. We'll see if she throws up again. This is going to be fun. Like Russian roulette with puke. But, when you have a baby puking. So act. And he just talks about a few other things like be a volunteer. Let's see. The first thing, I missed that on my things.
Laura, can I say something real quick?
Yes, please, Given.
Okay, so I joined a gratitude challenge. And it's not just like a surface gratitude, but we're like digging deep into gratitude for the whole month, like really deep. And it's action happens for me when I am feeling gracious and when I have gratitude in my life. Like I have acted so much more in the last couple of days because of just being having gratitude in my life and being grateful for what I have, being grateful for what I've been able to share with others, and just so many things. Just being grateful for all of those things, and just that attitude. Even when I get rejected, I'm still feeling grateful, so it doesn't feel the same way. It doesn't give me the fear, because I can't feel fear and gratitude at the same time. And so when I just keep filling myself every day with that gratitude, it's okay. It works.
I love that. Thank you so much, Nancy. I think gratitude, get outside ourselves. And as we do those things, fear gets a little bit less. As we feel confident about ourselves, opening that message today, whether it was a yes or a no, you get a little less fearful to do it. And you just keep acting, and I think it all comes together. And I love his last sentence on here is get in gear and go. Get in your gear, get going, act, show up, be kind to people. And if we do those things, organically, people are drawn to us. If you're just kind and happy and loving to people, people are drawn to you. So that I'm going to stop there. I know Christy has a few things. I don't know.
Yes.
We'll start our team call.
Laura, that was so amazing. You are so gifted, like with a puking baby and all. You just did such a beautiful job. So thank you for sharing those thoughts and doing that. I want to share one thing that stuck out when you talked about being blocked, because I know that's a fear that comes up, right? For every single one of us. I love on page 180 when he says at the top, which group do I want to have accept me? The group that laughs because it's secretly jealous, or the group that is making progress by doing things, right? Up in here, we're the group of people that are choosing to step into that and take action and change lives and change our families' lives. I will want to be with that group of people any day, right? So that was so beautiful. Thank you so much. And we understand if you need to go, take care of that Dolly girl. I'm so sorry you're puking. That's the worst feeling in the whole world, isn't it? Oh, God.
No.
Woo.
The
Okay.
worst.
Thank you. You are the best. We loved that message. I really loved that. And the way you delivered it was so perfect. So thank you. Okay, everyone, we are going to talk about a few important things that are happening this month. First of all, I want to take a minute for shout outs. And I am going to be the first to say, you ladies are blowing my mind. I went to check my back office when I was at corporate, and I was like, holy cow, this is insane. The amount of enrollments that you guys have gotten already in the month, it's only the 5th. We are slaying this month. Like, you guys are taking action. You're doing the things. I am so proud of all of you and so excited for this team. So every one of you deserves a shout out. And I don't say that lightly. Like, truly this month, you guys are showing up and you're getting enrollments and you're moving the needle. And it's so awesome. I love it. So I know part of that is we're getting points for $99 welcome packs. If you didn't know that, we are. Corporate is on our side. So they are helping us this month. That is a huge possibility for rank ups, for re-ranking. We're still doing the re-rank and the rank for bank. So as you use those $99 welcome packs or the $199, whatever works, to get points and enrollments, you are going to get extra bonuses for helping people re-rank. So you get the bonus if you re-rank. If you've lost your rank, if you were a gold and you're like at 75 points, last month you maybe ended at 75 or 80 or whatever, you hit gold this month, you get that re-rank bonus. If you hit it for the first time, you get the re-rank bonus. And also, if you help someone on your team rank or re-rank, you get that bonus as well. Did you guys understand that? So they get the bonus and you get the bonus. And we get points for $99 welcome packs. Like, this is insane. So way to go, you guys. This month has already gotten off to a really amazing, and I don't say that all the time. This month is blowing my mind. You guys are amazing. I want to have a team goal. I haven't done that for a while, but I would love to have a team goal of enrollments, like what we think we can do as a team. Because you guys are killing it already. I feel like we could do like 150 or 200 enrollments on our team. And if we break that down into like, okay, Chris wants this many, Nancy wants this many, Katie wants that many, Melody wants this many, Laura wants this many. Like, if we broke that down, that would be a lot of us moving the needle for a lot of people. And that's what I'm here to do. Like, I want to get a ton of small wins, a lot of people going silver, a lot of new golds, a lot of re-ranks. What do you guys think? 150 or 200? We're already at, I think we were at 20 already. That's insane. With all these incentives, I really feel like we can set a good team goal. 200? Let's do it, you guys. Should we do it? This is a good month because they've got like Black Friday deal maybe. But without all that, like, the things that we have going are crazy awesome. 200 it is. I'm speaking it. I have sweat tacos right now. I'm speaking it. I'm totally creating. Do you guys think we can do it? Who's committed? Like, I want to hear your goal for your team. Like, whoever you are and whoever's on your team, I want you to say what you want to create on your team. Because as we add all of that up, I want to create a ton of wins this month on our team. And as we add those all together, that's what I want to see. So if you want to type it, that will increase your chances of creating it. 100 Kimberly, 30 for Jess. Love this. You guys, so this is a tangent, but I think it's important. Add 50. Guys, we're like, hello, do you see those numbers? Oh my gosh, we're going to go over 200. This is crazy. So guys, when you have a goal and you have clarity around your goal, like for us, if I never said 200 or 250 or whatever, are we ever going to get it? No, because there's no clarity, right? So what, Kimberly, I love it. So when you have a clear goal, and every one of you that typed it in there, you're speaking it, so you're going to create it, right? You write it, you say it, you talk about it. Then you look in your organization, you say, first things first, what is my personal enrollment goal for the month? That's where we always start, because we're leaders that lead out by doing the things that we want our team to do. So what's your personal enrollment goal? Who have you been talking to who said, it's just too expensive? Who can you follow up with that said, maybe, you know, I could do the 99, and you kind of went, really, right? This month, it's happy day. Go back to those people, set your personal enrollment goal, and then set who can I help go silver? Write the names down. Who can I help re-rank? Who can I help get to gold? Who can I help? Like, who can I help on my team? And you'll start to see, oh, if I help that person get 2, that person get 1, that person get 3, I'll get 3. You will create it. That is how you get to silver. It's how you get to gold, all the ranks. And it's also how you get to diamond, is the same exact stuff, you guys. So I want to encourage you to do that. Break it down. And if you want some help with game planning, I want to encourage you, take those numbers worked out to your closest jewel or your closest senior ruby and say, here's my numbers. Here's what I'm creating. Here's who I'm going to help. This is where I ended last month. Tell them, will you help me game plan? But come to them with those numbers, because then you can actually start to see how you can map it out. Who's in for that, guys? 15, 30, badass mamas. Yes, we are. We are killing it and changing so many lives. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I personally have someone who told me 2 months ago, well, 4 months ago, before we moved here. This is a side note, but it's important. She's my mentor in this area that we just moved to. She's my dear friend. I taught her in hair school. We've stayed in touch here and there, but she literally came out to me and said, I just want you to know on the phone, as we're talking about schools and stuff before we moved here, I will not be doing Plexus. And I was like, okay. I thought we were just friends. Like, you're telling me that you don't want to sleep with me? I thought we were just going to be friends. That's what it felt like. Seriously, I was like, cool. I don't want you to do Plexus. I just thought we were going to talk about school, right? Bottom line, guess who's fired up? Signing up on Thursday and has 5 people who she's like, oh my gosh, this girl's going to do it with me. Oh my gosh, I know you're busy, but I really just want to know how much bonus, like, what about Kona? Like, guys, she's freaking losing her mind. It's so exciting. So anyway, things happen when you just are nice and genuine and you're confident about what you're doing, just like Lara said. You remove the drama. I could have been offended and been like, she doesn't like me, but I was like, cool. I don't want you to do it if you don't want to do it. Let's talk about school now. Let's talk about the neighborhood. Like, it's just magical things happen when you continue to move forward, right? So be excited. I'm excited. Let's hit our goal. Let's slay it. 10, 15. You guys are all excited. We're going to do this. I love it. Okay. Anyone have shout outs? I'm going to shout out Kimberly because she is leveling up her leadership game. She is an incredible trainer and has not really realized that she is. And she's going to be doing a corporate training in like 2 weeks. And she is doing, like, she did my team call, my bad A call earlier. Like, she is just leveling up her leadership game, and I see it. And she's hungry, and she's bringing a lot of people with her on her team. And I'm just so proud of you, Kimberly. Like, you're amazing. You really are. And I'm so excited to see you, like, start to show up that way, like training. You are amazing. So I just wanted to shout out that beautiful friend of mine. Anybody else? Katie Tucker, Lara, Kimberly.
Hey, Christy.
Yes.
Okay, I want to shout out Kimberly too, because this month she's reached out to me so many times knowing that my headspace has been a little off and life has been crazy. And I just want to thank her for just making that effort and just constantly, like, I know she is there. And that is huge in keeping someone going. And just, I don't know, but I just have loved that. And so, sorry, it's so noisy in the house, so I'm out here, but it's pitch black. So sorry. But yeah, I just want to shout Kimberly out too and just thank her for doing that for me.
I love it. It's true. And when you guys, the thing is, the things that you're thinking about, right? Your mindset work always shows up. People notice, period. So we're noticing, Kimberly, you're beautiful. You're amazing. I love you. And I'm going to get teary. So let's move on. Lara, Katie, take it away.
It's fine. Oh, okay. I was laughing because I call her Kimberlina and I don't think she thinks it's funny. She's my Kimberlina. Anyways, okay. So I am really excited about my shout out tonight. Kira. Hi, Kira. So Kira is doing scary things right now. And it makes my heart flutter for her and my stomach has butterflies, because that is where your business changes, when you do the things that make you nervous and make your armpits sweat and like make your hands shake. When you're doing those things, like, it does make it more real. So she was texting me earlier this week. Was it today even? I can't remember when it was. But she was like, I messaged somebody that I have, like, she's been on like the don't contact list because I've been scared to talk to her, and I did it anyways. And like, I am proud of you, because I know that right there is probably legit the scariest thing you have to do in your business, is message those people that make you super nervous. And you survived that. And I'm just watching Kira kind of emerge and blossom and change and grow. And I'm just like super proud of you. And I'm so excited that you're on this call tonight. And I'm just excited to see where you're going to go with your business in the next few months. Like, this is just, it's fun for me to watch. And I'm just proud of you, friend. So had to shout you out for that.
Yay, Kara, I love you. Who else? Laura.
So I have a shout out.
Oh,
Go ahead, Laura.
Whoever wants to go, it's fine. So I'm going to shout out, I think she's here. I'm going to shout out Mandy. We had started with our team call yesterday, and I was kind of giving like things we can be doing to get people in a 3-day challenge. Not only did she sign someone up last minute, but she also got 3 people already into our 3-day challenge yesterday and today. And I am just so stinking proud of her. Like, these little action steps, we've kind of talked about what we want to get her this month, and she is so amazing, has such a big heart, and I am just excited to see the excitement behind that and the people that we're adding into that 3-day challenge. So Mandy, you're amazing.
Okay, can I go? Okay, quickly. I actually have 3 people. 2 of them are on the call. The first one is Annette Anderson. She has had a lot of adversity, I feel like, in the last couple weeks, and she's really just creating solutions and just really stretching herself. I think Leaders Retreat was such a game changer for her. And I'm just really proud that even with everything that's going on, she's still like committed and knows where her heart is and knows her why. And so she just keeps pushing through. And then the other 2 that I want to shout out is Melody and Chantel. I'm so proud of you 2 for being so committed and showing up. And I love seeing your faces. I know at times there hasn't been great support for both of you. And I'm just so grateful that you are allowing us to help you. And I'm so thankful that you guys are here. So consistency, you guys, you're consistent in the things you do, and that's amazing.
okay. I had to finish my comment before I. So that was cute, I'm sure. Okay, ladies, this is awesome. Does anyone else have a shout out? Like, we could go on forever, so we'll maybe keep it to just one more. If anyone else feels like they want to shout someone out, we could, like, we have so many people we could, but we would love to hear it if there's like one really good one.
Christy, I have one.
Do it, do it, do it.
I want to shout out Carol, because I know that she has a lot of fear in doing things, but she's just freaking doing them. Like, she signed somebody up today. Like, she's just doing them. She's doing what she's asked to do. And I love that about her. She's like kind of worried. She's scared about things, but she just pushes the fear away, and she's kicking butt. I love it.
Yes, I'm so glad you shouted her out, because I actually wanted to, but I was like, I'm gonna let Chantel do that. I don't want to steal your thunder. That's perfect. Yes, she is so coachable. That's right, Kimberly. She literally does what we say works. She just does it. Like, fear, yep, and she does it. Like, it's so inspiring, Carol. You are totally an inspiration for all of us, and I mean that. You are an inspiration for all of us. Truly. We love you. We're so happy you're here. Okay, so every one of you, I want to hug you and tell you you're doing awesome. But guys, our team is in such an awesome place and I'm loving it. So just a couple of things. I'm going to really strive to keep this done at 10, but I do have a couple of things I want to share. First of all, I want to tell you that I just came from corporate, and we did our we love you, Carol, you're so sweet. We did our calendaring call. When you're Ruby and above, you get to join us on this calendaring call where we go over, it's more of just a leadership call. We talk about what's going well, things we want to shift. We talk about our calendar for the month. You get to be kind of part of our core leadership team because we are Synergy. Everything we do is team, right? We're better together, so that's what we do. But we just got off our call before this, and I shared a little bit about the experience that I had at corporate. So they've invited me to be on like the incentive focus group. I've been doing it for a few months, and it's been awesome. But just like last week, they said, would you guys just fly here for a day so we could just like have a really like intense just planning for the whole year, right? And we love that face-to-face. You can condense time frames. It was incredible. And I just want to share with you my couple of takeaways that I shared on this leadership call. This company is solid. You guys, I don't say that lightly. I can't fake anything. Are you guys aware of that? Like, I'm the worst liar. Like, I can't stretch truths. I can't manipulate. Like, it is not in my skill set at all. So that was one of my biggest takeaways is this company is so solid. And when I say that, the leaders of this company have integrity, major integrity, transparency. They are open, they are accountable. They implement all these things that we're talking about on Book Club. And we are financially so solid, so solid. And we have so much to look forward to. But the other takeaway is, and this is something I shared on our leader call, this team, what you're looking at right now is literally growing the next wave. And I don't say this to sound fluffy or weird, like I saw this as I was there. We are growing the next group of solid leaders in this company that people look to and say, what are they doing? Like it's gonna be, what is Becca doing? What is Kim doing? Kim Falsetti. What is Jenna doing? Like you guys are the next wave of really strong, integrity-filled women and leaders in the company. So I don't want you to take it lightly, the team that you're on and the approach that we take and the company that you're in. This is not normal to have this kind of integrity, financial stability and wisdom. Like we are so blessed. Yes, Plexus has no debt and they have a really, really great plan that is very conservative to take care of us very, very well, like no matter what happens. So I just was so in love with the company. I felt so much peace as I left, just realizing like this isn't just something that's going to go away. Like this is a solid company that is setting up to be a legacy. I say this stuff with chills head to toe. Like this is real. It's a real, beautiful, valuable, like changing lives company. And we're so blessed to be a part of it. I feel so blessed to be a part of it. And I feel so blessed to have this beautiful team of you guys. Like, I'm just so grateful. And I came away with so much peace and just like, it's kind of hard to explain, like a really fired up, but peaceful feeling. Not like a anxious fired up. You know how sometimes you get so excited that you give yourself a headache and you kind of wear yourself out? Like, we've all felt that in Plexus land, right? I didn't feel that. I felt like a very still, calm, peaceful, like, ooh, we are going to take some serious action. We're going to take care of ourselves. We're going to work on our mindsets. We're going to show up as awesome mamas and wives, and we get to have it all, right? Like I just felt this really peaceful excitement. So I wanted to share that and pass that along, and tell you that what we have is beautiful right now, and what is coming is also really exciting. So just stay tuned, keep the faith, keep taking those baby steps every day, and you are going to love what we have now and what's to come. So really quickly, I want to touch on a couple of things. You are going to notice a new customer care system. So we are passionate about getting new people on the products because that's exciting, right? And we're also shifting the focus a little bit to take better care of the people that are already in the room. How many of you feel like you have people that have started the products and then maybe you drop the ball and you feel like you didn't follow up with them good enough, or maybe you didn't know what to tell them, and oh, it's been 3 weeks and I haven't checked in, and then you kind of feel this like, maybe I didn't do the best job. Anybody felt like that before? How about anyone feeling overwhelmed with how to follow up with current people? Nobody except for me and Chantel? Oh, cool. You guys, we've all felt that, and guess what? On this team, you can guarantee that we're always working on simplifying things and giving you systems that you can plug and play to make your life easier, because we want you to have a happy family life. We don't want you to be burned out from feeling overwhelmed from all of the things, right? So Kimberly and I created a video series that is Ready, Fire, Aim. It is not perfect, but we took imperfect action and we created 12 weeks of follow-up videos for you to send to your people. Guys, the idea is to have a text. Yay, I'm so glad you're excited, because I am super excited. This is a system where you can take what we've written. There's a literal text, so you can copy, add your flair, don't make it too long, but add your personality in there. And there's a little YouTube link at the bottom included with the text, and it says, welcome to Plexus, send this, right? Week 1, text, YouTube link. Week 2, and we go through the first 6 weeks. There's consecutive videos, and then we do like 8, 10, and 12 after that. So you're giving your people education. They're feeling our goofy, fun, and inclusive culture, our passion. They're getting some really good nuggets on how to get the most out of their products, so that they can't say, oh, I tried Plexus after 30 days, right? Like, this video series is going to simplify your follow-up process, systematize your follow-up process, and give you better results for your people on the products, okay? So if you enrolled someone last month, don't hesitate to start sending them week 1 video or welcome to Plexus or whatever. Oh yes, it's gonna be so easy to schedule it. So there's options, you guys. There's services that you can get where you can literally create a campaign, so they call it, and say, okay, so let's say I signed up Melody, and I say, okay, I click in there and I say, Melody, week 1 on this date, send this text, right? You can schedule it. So Chris is saying the schedule app, that's something that you could do. And you can set a campaign and forget it. And guess what? In each video, Kimberly and I issued some sort of challenge at the end that was geared to get the person to text you back. Okay, something short, something sweet. So just know, when you send this text to the person, we are fostering engagement with you, because it's been proven when they get that engagement and they see the text and they listen to the video and then they send you that quick, it's quick. We'd say, like, send them a sentence that says something you learned this week about Plexus or what. I mean, that's not even one of them, but it's simple. They're short, but the whole idea is to foster that engagement. So you're having that back and forth with your person, but you're not having to think of what the heck to say. You don't have to regurgitate the same information over and over. The videos have titles. So on YouTube, you can look at it. There's a detox video. There's a consistency video. There's one about stress. So if you have someone that's like, I'm just not having the results, you can say, how's your stress level? And then send them this video, right? So they're systematized, so you can use them in order, and you can use one of those apps. Or if you don't want to get the app, just take action. Sit on your calendar, or write on your calendar, take 3 minutes and say, Melody, week 1. And then the next week, Melody, week 2, right? So on the day, you go, chick, chick, plug it in, done, right? The bottom line is, we are creating these systems for you to simplify and get better results, because we want you to have awesome results with the time that you put in, okay? Oh, I'm so glad you guys are excited. We will continue to, like, improve the videos over time, right? Someday I'm gonna have like a recording studio in my office in my new house. I'm dead serious. It's gonna be awesome. But for now, where it's done, it's imperfect action. So watch for that. I wanna put it, I don't know exactly how it's gonna be. I'd love to have it like in the units, but sometimes you can't copy and paste in there. So it's gonna at least be in Synergy for sure, so that you can search it. And it will be like customer care system or customer care something. So you can find that. So use it, you guys, use it yourself and encourage your team to do it. Your retention is gonna go up. You're gonna get people sharing more organically. Because guys, it's been proven when people have education and they understand how the products work, which we go over that in these videos, they start to think about people and they start to be like, oh, well, this sounds good. I'm going to send that video to my friend. Are you feeling me? So we're going to get better retention. People are going to start sharing, and it's going to be simpler, right? So that you can free up your brain space for other activities. Okay, do you guys like it? I'm so excited. Kimberly's hot in the videos. You guys are going to love it. I just love to get a response. Okay, you're going to love it. Okay, another thing, if you have questions or ideas, Kimberly, do you want to say anything about this? I would love, tell them what you think of the customer care system.
I'm super excited for it, actually. And we are kind of comical, and it kind of was ready, fire, aim, but it worked out good. And I'm just excited to see like how this is going to help with retention, because I truly, truly believe if we put this into play, it will help a ton. And then I shared this on the accountability call the other day, but something that really helped me when I first started is getting a calendar, not just in the phone, but a calendar only for follow-ups. So as soon as I would get someone, I would put their name on the day I enrolled them. I would write their name a week later, and another week, and another week. So for the first 4 weeks in a row, and literally every Monday, if I would do a follow-up with them. And this, just being able to like visually see it, and then I would just go off and like check it, that made a world of difference for me. And I'm actually going to start doing that again, because I think it was super effective. And now having these videos, it's just one more tool, guys, that we can use to help with attrition, because we all dislike attrition, right? And our goal is to keep people on these products, because we know that the longer they're on the products, the more success they're going to have, and our attrition will go down. So I hope you guys find these tools valuable. I hope you use them, and I'm excited to see what happens over the next little bit.
I love that. Kimberly, you made me think of one of the things we did at the focus group meeting over on yesterday. That feels like 2 days or 3 days ago. Yesterday is we had Scott, I think his last name is Allen. He's the analytics guy for Plexus. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was so sockety. He had us all stand up. So we were like standing in front of this huge screen while we went over the analytics. He ran some numbers for people that stay on the products for at least 90 days are like 90% to just continue on the products forever. Can you believe that? So if we can get people from day one to stick with it consistently for 90 days, chances are, like literally statistically, it's been proven that they will stay on it long term. So that's what we're doing here, is bridging that gap to try to help you have these tools to keep people in the game and understand it.
One other thing I was going to say is when you have that tool and you're helping other people go silver, this tool is going to be so awesome for them too, so that they can duplicate it, use the same, videos, and share that with their people so that they can have good results too. So I'm super stoked.
Yes, that's what we talk a lot about, is you have to have good systems so that you don't wear yourself out, first of all, because we don't want you guys burning out and like being overwhelmed, but so that you can get things in new people's hands and makes them easy for them to do stuff, right? So that's the goal of this. I'm super excited. Easy button. Yes, Katie, we're always looking for that. Like, how can we choose easy here? That's what this is about. Synergy. Karen, that's what I was just thinking. We guys, we are so synergy. All of us are like saying the same shiz, like finishing each other's sentences. That's totally, we choose easy in synergy, like, because we believe in having it all. You don't do it all. I don't say that in like saying you do housework, you do laundry, you do business, you do kids, you have it all by creating solutions, right? But we choose easy. We choose what works, we choose what's simple, and that's what you can count on from us, right? So, Carol, what were you going to say?
Can I say something?
Yes.
Yes. So when Kimberly was talking about the calendar, I searched for calendars. I went to different places, and I finally found the one that I really like, and I got it at Target. And so what my plan is, like on a month, like when you see the monthly thing in it, and if I get anybody who's an ambassador, and I would write their name on it, not date, and if they, bought it at a 99 or 199 pack. Okay, so I know I can keep track of who I got the month of that month, right? And then the weekly part is really interesting because I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can list all the people down for the day, right? And if I get somebody, then I can add on to the next week. So each day has so many lines, even though it has numbers like 1, 2, 3, I don't care about that, but at least I'm putting people's name down. And so this is 2020. I don't have anything for the next 2 weeks, but I had to go make me one so I can continue and then be ready for this.
I love that. Carol, that's so, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That is so perfect. And I feel like
thank you.
When we create that clarity and we see it and it's visual, it just like takes, like Lara was talking about, it helps us just take action, like remove the drama and just take the action. So that is so awesome. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, we're going to finish up really quick. I want to end with 2 more thoughts about the schedule. So the schedule is going to be up in Synergy. If I can get it done tonight, it will be up tonight. It might be up tomorrow. Either way, it's going to be up soon. We are doing our IPA challenge this week to gear us up for our 3-day challenge that starts on Tuesday of next week. Okay, so right now we're planting seeds, we're talking to people, we're doing that thing, and then next week we're going to do the 3-day challenge, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Next week, IPA challenge to get us geared up for the next week of a 3-day challenge that ends right before Thanksgiving. We have a new format that is so polished. Emily came up with it, and I think Brooke helped as well. It is so beautiful, and it's professional. Guys, our 3-day engagement was awesome this last time. Awesome. It was so good. And I want you to understand that that 3-day challenge is a huge part. It is such a smart tool for prospecting, for the exposure process. It takes 10 to 15 touches before someone will actually do it. Guys, take advantage of this tool. It's choosing easy because it's happening with or without you. You don't have to do anything, right? Get your people into this challenge, utilize this tool, and also we talk about being a generator versus being a recipient in things, right? Yes, we want you involved with the 3-day challenge, but we want you to generate momentum with it. So your new enrollments, Carol, I loved your idea because sometimes it's easy to forget who's new. And oh my gosh, that person enrolled last month, I forgot, right? So you know your people. A way to use this challenge to help people go silver is to reach out to those new people in a private message, a voice message, something, and say, I want to make you aware of this 3-day challenge that's happening. Who have you thought of that you think would like to taste the pink drink, or something simple like that? So not only are you getting your prospects in there, but you're using the 3-day challenge to help your new people get 1, 2, 3 accountability partners, because the goal is to get your new people to silver, right? We don't always have that happen, but our goal is always working toward that, and we see what happens in the process. So use that tool for your own prospects, but also help your new people use it as a tool to go silver. Are you feeling me? Like, it is by far choosing easy. And I will say, for us to get to Emerald, Synergy, when we first went Emerald, we did tons of these challenges. Okay, there was a season where they weren't working as much, so we're always in the business of creating solutions, but we're in the groove again. They're working. So jump on this bandwagon. The people that take advantage of these tools are going to rank up. Are you hearing me? The people that dig in and use these tools as a recipient and to generate business and help people go silver, you will rank up. You will. You got to be consistent over some time, do the work. But these tools are like machines to help people with that exposure process and to speed that time frame up. Okay, so utilize that. That group will be up by tomorrow, by tonight, almost done. And then one last thing, we love Gratitude Month. Oh, Nancy, I'm such a gratitude girl. Like, when you have gratitude, it's like kind of a natural high. Like, it's just the best emotion. It's the highest vibrating emotion that there is. So getting that gratitude moves the needle. So what we're doing in Sakari, in Sparking, in Umua Plexus, and in Hope and Healing, which is Lara's page. So whoever your upline is, you're going to plug into that page, right? We are going to do grateful for Plexus all month long. We're going to do 5-10-minute lives, but we're not going to, well, whatever. We're going to do lives where people share a little bit about their story and why they're so grateful for Plexus products, just to kind of remind people of these amazing stories. And then in Synergy, we are going to have a few people sharing why they're grateful for the business, okay? Because that gratitude moves the needle. It really is. It's underneath all of our whys. We all have different whys, but right underneath all of that is our stories and is that feeling of gratitude. And when we return there, just like Nancy said, it makes it easier for us to take action, and we do move the needle. So watch for those lives. Plug your people again into those lives, because stories are what get people to move. They really are. And we also would love volunteers. So if you would love to share your story, your product story, or your gratitude for the business, you don't have to have a huge gratitude for business story. Like, you're a new silver, share what it means to you to have this opportunity in this team. So if you want to share, we would love to have you. Please message your closest upline Ruby. Okay, so if you're under Katie Tucker, message Katie. If you're under Kimberly, if you're under Lara, if you're under Chris, if you're under whoever, me, message and just either say product live or business live. And we would love to put you in the schedule for just a month of gratitude all over the place in Synergy. Do you guys love it? Does that sound like a fun idea? It's one of those things, like our Mombi event was so successful, guys. It was so fun. The stories were so good. It really did like perk a lot of people up. And we think that it's not that big of a deal that we showed up with our costumes and we were goofballs. Like, it actually does move the needle. And I'm actually creating right now a talk that's all about how joy moves the needle on your business, on life, right? But it really does. So that's what this gratitude month is all about, and we're going to just nail it. So message your upline if you want to be part of that. We would love, love, love to have you share. And don't feel like it's ever too small. Like, you don't have to have a huge thing. Like I said, we want to hear from you, even if it's just a small story. So Kimberly, do you have anything else to add? I know we've gone a little over. Hopefully this is helpful. Anything to add? I didn't see you. Okay. Anyone else have any questions or anything to add before we close out? Everyone's good? Okay. We love you. You are loved. Does everyone on here know that you're loved? You better. We love you. We appreciate you. You're part of our Synergy. Without you, we wouldn't be complete. Thank you for showing up for yourself and for our team tonight, showing your beautiful faces. We're so excited for what's to come. Have a beautiful night. Mwah. Bye, guys.